It is 1:34 p.m. on February 7th. It's Friday. I want to make this quick because I'm not entirely sure how long I have this class for, and I think I want to start transferring the stuff to later at night before I head back to my room so I can have access to a classroom, and because I stay up that late anyways. So I'm going to do technically 2 before I go to bed, but tonight's will be tomorrow's and stuff like that. But the thing I want to talk about is that I know, start of the semester, I'm going to talk about classes and work for a little bit because it's now starting up again. But the thing I've noticed is that for the first, all my life, I've taken a math class every year, every semester. And I got used to that. And last semester, I didn't because I could not fit into my schedule. There were some weird things with a class that was required for an application, and it was only for this application that I was doing, and that was only available for the fall, and I had to sacrifice the class for this. Really unfortunate, but that's just how it was. And so I didn't take a math course, and now I'm back at it, taking vector calculus, which can't tell if it will be easy or be hard. I took linear and multivariable and series last year, and I really enjoyed linear. And the series and multivariable was a little bit more difficult, but I really enjoyed linear. But now, I'm have to get myself back into thinking about math and thinking in the math way. It's interesting that I have to change the way I think for this class, or maybe less have to change the way I think is that I have to actually I have to get back into math thinkiness. I want to say critical thinking, but it's not necessarily critical thinking skills, because I more perceive critical thinking as a English or history kind of level where somebody thinks about a topic and understanding it and this and that. Well, math is just kind of what it is. Critical thinking, I think, is more of exploratory and analytical. You're analyzing something and you come up with your own opinion and all that. Well, math is just math. Math is a definitive answer and all that. And so I just have to get back into that type of thinking and understanding and note-taking and paying attention, because I didn't take it last semester. And that always brings into a really interesting question on how college works, where throughout high school and boarding school, you get so used to a pattern of classes that you can just ruin that pattern. I chose not to take a language my first 2 semesters because I really could not bother. I had a very hard time with German, as I talked about yesterday, and I just didn't want to take it. And so I had to get back into learning how to learn a language after that. And now that I have not taken a math, it wasn't that I wasn't doing math things. I took a chemistry course which technically has some math, not really, but some. But I have to get into this type of number math. And it's weird. But not number math. Math past pre-calc doesn't deal with numbers as much anymore. It's all letters and things that you can do and manipulate things. Multivariate, linear algebra is all about matrices and transformations and eigenvectors, eigenvalues, blah, blah, blah. Series is infinite sums. Multivariable is calculus but with 2 variables, x and y instead of x. So it's less about computational thinking and more of problem solving. And I'm not used to it anymore, so I have to get back into it. But I think it does go hand in hand with the analysis of algorithms class that I'm taking, and that will help out because the prerequisite for that is either taking a stats or a 200, quote unquote 200, that changes depending on what college you're in, how they define it, level math class. And I took linear, but I think vector calculus and this will go well hand in hand. But it's just that they're just going to work together. I was lucky, last year, I was lucky where I took linear and a data analysis course, and those worked hand in hand because the things that you did in data analysis is actually incredibly similar to the things you do in linear algebra. So it all depends on what classes you take and what goes together. And I kind of got lucky with these two classes going hand in hand, but it just works because I have to get back into that style of thinking. And the two classes that work together are both in the same style, so it kind of forces me to zone in on just that. I had to get back into language just because I took a month off of language because of my January term. And then computer science is computer science. I've always been doing computer science. So it's just this weird thing that I haven't taken math since last year. And now I have to take it again. And it's just weird to get back into it. I mean, it should be fine, should be pretty easy, but it's odd to have to switch off or to let the math part of your brain go out, and then you get back into a math class, and you have to switch it back on. And it's crazy that college can work that way, that you can just not take a class for so long, and then you forget everything, and then you have to take something similar again, you have to go back through all the knowledge in your head and find it. It's a weird feeling, and you won't really ever get that until you get to college, because like I said, high school is pretty structured. Like you take this class, then you take this class, then you take this class, and there's not really a choice in the matter. But when you get to college, it's all up to you and what you feel like. Some people come in, take one math class, and never want to take it again. Some people don't even take a math class. So it's interesting that you can do this choosing your classes and get this dynamic, and you have to hop in and out of different mindsets for different classes based on what you've taken previously. I think it's just a weird thing, and that's what's currently happening right now. And yeah, it's kind of weird.